In this video, I'd like to talk with you about Neville Goddard's first principle, which is be still and know that I am. We can take it one step further and say, be still and know that I am God. But the word God is, for some people, it's not easy for them to connect to this word because it seems like this, external power. They imagine a man with a beard. And so I like it much more when we say, be still and know that I am. So if we are still and we know that we are, that I am, then we know that we exist. We know that we are aware. We know that we are present. We know that we are alive. We know that we are conscious, right? And that knowingness, that beingness, that awareness of existing, right? That is our essential self. But in life and throughout life, that awareness gets conditioned and gets identified wittingly and unwittingly with a lot of states, right? You're like this, you're like this, you're like that. Society tells you you're this, your family tells you you're this in the childhood, right? And it gets conditioned and this formed who you are today, right? But the thing is that when we identify again as that awareness, this is where our freedom lies. The freedom does not so much lie in what we do here in this world. Of course, this matters tremendously, right? But the true freedom still lies in recognizing that we are free from the states, that we will, as long as we have a human experience, we will always be identified with states and they will continue to be expressed in our life. Yes, 100%, that's the purpose of why we're here. It's consciousness expressing itself through states, right? The state of the poor person, the rich person, the wanted, the unwanted, the loved, the unloved, the thief, the murderer, the victim, right? These are all states that are expressed. But who we essentially are is not a state, right? It's our essential nature is free of states. We are the blank slate, right? We are the canvas, and we can decide what we want to paint on the canvas, but we have forgotten, we've lost ourselves in the strokes of the pencil. We've lost ourselves in the painting, not understanding that there's knowingness aspect behind it. That is our awareness, and that where we place our awareness on, where we basically put our attention to, that is the direction in which our life will move. And that is simply Neville's statement: imagining creates reality. Imagining means, taking your focus away from what is and placing it on something that is not seen yet. And by going in that direction, by remaining there, by shifting in that direction, well, this will create your outer experience, what he called reality, right? So that is already it, right? That is very freeing, because this is key for you to understand, because you right now find yourself in undesirable states. If you do not understand that you're essentially not this state, that you are essentially not the circumstance, you are the awareness that is identified with a certain state, which is expressing in form of certain circumstances. If you lose yourself in that, it will seem final, overwhelming, you will feel stuck. If you understand again who you are, this can happen through meditation, through awareness practices and exercises, daily check-ins with yourself, zooming out, becoming aware, becoming conscious, becoming one with the present moment. There are a lot of exercises that can help you, but then you're the blank slate again, and then you can ask, wait, do I want to dwell in that state? Or do I want to actually dwell in that state? Do I want to shift again? Right? And this is also where being the operant power comes in, right? Because you are that awareness. You decide on which you shift. What does it matter what the circumstances are right now if you can shift into a state where things are as you want them to be, right? Where you experience your desire as already being done, right? Therefore, what does it matter what right now the circumstances show you? They will only matter to you a lot when you lose yourself in them, or when you think that they are final. But if you remember, wait a second, I can also, in myself, in my awareness, in my inner world, I can also shift to financial abundance. I can also shift to being healed. I can also shift to X, Y, and Z, being with this person, being happily partnered, and make this alive. Well, then this is what is going to appear on the canvas of life, right? You are this, you are free to shift. And I have a book in front of me, and I wanted to quote something from that. Wait, hopefully I find this this line right now. Yeah, it's basically you're wearing a mask, right? So it's basically you are you've forgotten yourself in the masks that you wear. Maybe you have the mask of being not wanted. Maybe you have the mask of being financially struggling. These are all masks, identifications, right? Roles. But we can start to play a new role, because essentially we are not the mask. We are not the state. We are not the identity. Our true being is the one putting on all of these masks, right? Shifting into all of these masks. And if that interests you, by the way, if you want to get deeper into that, but my program is too much of or you don't want to commit to my program right now, you don't want to work with me right now because you want to figure it out on your own, I totally appreciate that. Please be aware that I concluded or condensed my program in a tiny, tiny little version within the inner circle that I'm offering for only $50. You can join my inner circle for only $50. So if you want to find more out about that, if you want to connect with like-minded people who are also studying that and diving deeper and helping each other, applying it and all of it, then just go to my website, upgradeyourlife.com, and there you will find my inner circle, and you can join it if you want, right? But that is the key, right? So it's all conditionings of the unconditioned, right? Actually, we are unconditioned awareness that has conditioned itself knowingly and unknowingly, especially, when we were childs, when we were younger, we unknowingly, took on certain things, conditionings from society, from parents, from friends, and all of that, and that has shaped us and who we are today. But essentially, we are the unconditioned, right? That got conditioned, and that is what we now express. And then you also know that there is only one cause, because there is only one I amness. There is only one I am, and that is the only thing we all share. We all have different names, different looks, different life experiences, right? Not two people's lives is exactly the same, right? It's all unique, right? Based on what we have alive within ourselves. But one thing we all share, every human on this planet, every being on this planet, everything on this planet is awareness, is consciousness, right? That's the core substance of everything. And then we are awareness that is always dwelling in certain states and being identified with certain things, which are then expressed. But by recognizing that we are not these states and gaining more free will, understanding that we are awareness, we can then shift our awareness into states that we like to express, that are desirable, right? So you can forget who you are, what your name is, how old you are, but the only thing that you can never forget in your life is that you are. And the amazing thing is that within that awareness, within you, within this potential, there are all of these states, right? That's why Neville, and in the Bible it's saying, in my Father's house there are many mansions, right? You are the Father, your awareness of being, the fact that you exist, that is God, right? And everything is possible to God because God can shift into any mansion, right? God can shift into any state and therefore make it visible, okay? There's much more on this. I could go way deeper, but I don't want to also overcomplicate it and be too philosophical, because it needs to be experienced. You can hear these words and they can sound empowering and nice, but for me, the realm of manifestation, the realm of spirituality, the realm of these type of teachings, they have two sides: self-realization and self-actualization, self-empowerment, right? Self-empowerment is when we talk about shifting, manifesting, reaching goals, manifesting desires, right? Expressing new states. That's self-empowering. You basically bringing outside of your potential into the external experiences all of this, all of these states, all of this potential. But self-actualization is for you to understand who you essentially are, beyond your name, beyond your mind, to connect to this beingness that you essentially are, which can happen, again, through meditation practice, through a little meditation practice, or through some other practices. But if you want peace and happiness, right, that is why this is so important to understand for manifestation. You can never find this on the outside. You can never find love, peace, happiness, fulfillment, wholeness, abundance on the outside. You can find it there for a little while, and you can find it there through amazing relationships, amazing friendships, amazing manifestations, 100%. But if you attach to it and invest your happiness only into that, then you will, if it disappears, should it disappear, you will then find yourself on a very low spot. And the goal is that we see that it is all within ourselves, right? The goal is to see that the only constant in our life is the fact that we always are. The presence, awareness, being alive, right? You had the same sense of I exist, I'm being alive when you are 5 years old. You have it right now when you're 30, 40, 50, 25. Right? That sense of I am, I exist has never left you. But all the experiences, all the states you moved through, you passed through, they've all changed. But there's one aspect of yourself that has never changed. Investigate in that. That is where you find true stability. That is where you find true wholeness. The rest is fun. The rest is empowerment. The rest is playing the game of life, right? But that is really where freedom lies. And that is what makes you the operant power, because then you see there is only one cause, right? If the doctor tells you, okay, you have these symptoms, maybe it takes 3 months, well, you can abide, or you can lose yourself in that circumstance and take on the state that he imposed on you, and okay, then it will take maybe 3 months or more. Or you say, I have not have to ask anyone for help, and I could right now already go in my desired end state without waiting for the doctor to give me the permission and tell me, oh, now it's all gone, now it's looking good again. I can right now already go in that end state, and in my awareness, in my inner world, give myself that experience, right? Imagine that, feel into that. That's the power we have. We're not bound to a state, because we are not the state. We are the one inhabiting certain states, okay? So again, if you want to dive deeper, go to my website, check out my inner circle. If you want to work with me directly, go to my program. And if you want to learn for free, check out my free masterclass and all the YouTube videos. Comment beneath if you liked it, if you enjoyed that, if you have any insights, questions, feedback on that, and I speak to you in the next one. Bye, guys.